we have Shay Brown coming on, and he's an amazing marketer. Got a 7-figure team working with him, and he's got so many things going on. He's got an amazing show. So many radio shows, or I can't even count them all, but I've been on his Happy Entrepreneur show, which is amazing. So you're going to be so enthusiastic when you hear Shay Brown speak about his focus. So Shay Brown, there he is. How are you?
Well, it's a great day, Karen. I'm super excited. Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. You are all set.
Well, thank you so much. Let me first just admire you and all of your listeners and all the viewers that are here. You're doing an amazing job, making sure not only that we're focused, but that we also thrive. And if you think about what holds most people back, even myself, is that we don't have focus. And so we can't thrive. So I'm so happy to be here. I can't wait for this conversation. You are incredible.
Yeah. And you are Mr. Focus. What does that mean? Tell us exactly. Well, first of all, do you want to say something about who you are?
You know, I'm just like everyone that's out there, by the way. I think I'm still trying to figure it out, by the way, although I have my AARP card, by the way. I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I got remixed version and everything. But the 1-minute version, I guess that I'm a son, because Mother Dear's still here. I got a chance to take her to the doctors yesterday. She's going on 74 years old, so I'm trying to be the best son possible. I'm also a husband, so I'm trying to be the best husband possible. I got a great wife, Carla. I have 2 sons, so I'm a father. By the way, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm someone that's like many of you, if you're an entrepreneur, where we're on a mission to make sure that entrepreneurs have the resources that are necessary to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. So we're in the business of making sure they can fill their programs, sell their products, and scale their business. So I guess I'm just like every one of you out there. I want to have more meaning in the world, want to have more impact. And I want to make $1 and a difference at the same time. Over to you. $1 and a difference at the same time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And isn't that what it's all about? But bringing so much value, giving back to people. And that's what you do. And I love how you really focus on that. And actually, that wasn't in one of my questions, but you really do.
We're hanging out.
We're just hanging out. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And that's the way it goes. But you really do. And that's what I admire you so much about, is that you just constantly give back. And look at what, I mean, there's a lot more to it. But how is, the focus on that been for your business?
Let me tell you, there was a time when I got started. I didn't get into this game or become an entrepreneur because I had a dream of being an entrepreneur. Let me give you the 2-minute story. I only worked for 2 companies my whole career. I worked for Citibank after undergraduate. I went to Morgan State University, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. Then after graduate school, I worked for Johns Hopkins University, worked for Citibank, and I worked for MCI, only 2 companies. Got laid off back on 2004. And some of you might be able to relate to this, where you get laid off, like you showed up to go to a meeting and you're a top performer and you get laid off. And I decided to start my own company. How many out there decide you're going to start your own company? You're going to do something different. So I hung my shingle out the door, called myself Coach Shay, got started. Talk about focus. I was ready to go out there. I know what I was going to do. I was going to coach somebody to do something, right? I get started. And then after 90 days in business, I was tired. I was frustrated. In short, I was out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule of business is to never run out of money. And I know money's not everything, but money does allow you to pay your mortgage. Money does allow you to have health care. Money does allow you to send your kids to a school of your choice. Money does give you choices, and it does give you freedom. And I was out of money, and I had to go back and get a job. Here's the 1 minute that I'm coming back to you that I want to share, and why I give you a little bit of that backstory. When I was upstairs doing what I'm doing now, my sons came knocking at the door, and they said, Dad, someone's still in the car. So I run downstairs. I'm going somewhere with this. I look out the window, and there's my car, my SUV, Lexus truck, 300 series, being hosted up. I look at the guy, I give him the nod. He gives me the nod. That's the nod we do as guys, you know what I mean? I looked over at my sons and I said, don't worry, the car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment that I didn't have focus. It was in that moment that I had the never again moment. Have you ever had that moment before? You told yourself never again when I have to lie to my sons? I felt like a failure because I was going through my second divorce.
Yes.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm on my third marriage, so I got a little more focused now. Don't judge me. I was
Yeah.
burning through my 401k. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I know I shouldn't be doing that. And now I'm lying to my sons. Failure as an entrepreneur. And that was a never again moment. And I
Yeah.
told myself, never again would I have to borrow money from family that I couldn't pay back. Never again would I worry about my water. My water was cut off. I know that's the lowest of lowest. And I want you to think as you're listening, you might say, why are you sharing this story, Shay? How does it help me get more focused? How does it help me thrive? Well, maybe you reached a point in your life where there was a never again moment. Well, never again would you be a certain weight. Never again would you look at your credit card statements or your financial statements and find yourself not having the financial freedom you want. Never again would you go to work for that job, that boss that you hate, but you need the money. I tell you that because the focus that I got off of trying to sell people. I got off of trying to make money. Jot this in your notes, and I learned these 3 words. Put this in your notes. Selling equals service.
Yeah.
Selling equals service. Selling equals service. And when I shifted from chasing the money and I added value, the money started chasing me. And that's one of my golden philosophies. Don't chase the money, add value, and the money will chase you. So your focus right now should be, how can I help someone solve a problem? How can I take what I've learned and give it to someone else to help them achieve their dreams? And I know that might sound like hokey dokey, but think about what that would mean to you right now. If you got more focus, not just on yourself, but how you're helping someone else get what they want. And that's what I like what you're doing, Karen. Right now, this is not about you. You could be doing this all by yourself, but you're bringing on your super friends. You're bringing on folks with other areas of expertise, and you're sharing in a spirit of abundance at a time where most folks are holding on to what they got. So I tell you that to tell you, wherever you are in life, no matter if you're doing really, really well or life's hit you with the punch that you never saw coming, that you can come back from this. It will take 2 things. It will take focus and it will take discipline. We'll talk about that later. Focus and discipline. Back over to you.
Yeah, no, and focus, discipline, commitment, all those things. Yeah, we can talk more about that. But focus, it starts with focus, and what a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that. Like, and you can share it. That's the beautiful thing, and be okay with it. And you know what? I think we all have stories like that the only difference is that some of us, maybe they're not they're not focused on it. They're not focused on, how do I get out of it? And maybe they're dwelling in the fact that, they still have that in their head. And
right. I mean, the focus and the discipline is the most important part. Let me tell you quickly about my father, because some of you out there, you're ready for a breakthrough. Some of you are watching Karen right now. You want to be focused. You want to have more focus. And as you're listening right now, this is your time. You're ready to bet on you, on your skills, on what you're going to learn. And if that's you as you're listening right now, let me just share something from my father, and it's going to answer Karen's question, which is focus is the most important part. My father, Marshall Brown, he's no longer with us, by the way. He passed away May 2nd, 2017. But I'm in Washington, D.C., and he's from Washington, D.C., obviously, as well. And he used to work at a place called Ben's Chili Bowl. You might not know much about that, but that's an icon place in Washington, D.C. on 14th and U Street. And my father, in his later years, his job was to be there, and he loved doing this and tell stories of the history of Washington, D.C. So we're a political family, and a lot of things have gone on. And so in doing so, someone used to always ask them, what does it take to be successful? Because people from all over the world come to visit Ben's Chili Bowl. So he'd have these group sessions. And he used to always say this. He used to always say, if it's hard, do it first, because doing the hard things is important. And somebody always ask the question, why do you have to do the hard things? Why do I have to get focused to do the hardest thing during my day? That question always came up. My father would answer this. He would say, doing the hard things develops discipline. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. And so he had this formula. Let me give you the formula, Karen, and then this will answer the question, because you need focus. He would say decisions plus discipline equals dominion. Jot that down in your notes. D plus D equals D. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. And dominion, I happen to be a believer. You don't have to happen to be a believer. You don't have to be one. But dominion means you have control over what's going on, right? For you, maybe it's dominate, right? And he would say you first have to make a decision. But Karen would argue you can't make a decision if you're not focused. Why? Because you get what you focus on. You get what you focus on. Jot that down in your notes. So you first make a decision. Tony Robbins, everyone talks about a decision. But my father had another distinction. He said,
Yep.
yeah, you can make a decision and you can believe all you want, but if you don't have discipline, and discipline is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is the common denominator between you being successful and you not. It's the common denominator between you having a successful marriage, you having a successful health life, you having a financial life you want, you growing your business. You can have all the focus, and that's where it starts. But to thrive, you need discipline. So decisions plus the discipline, D plus D equals dominion. If you don't do that, you find yourself on the other side. Because for one thing to be true, the opposite of the formula has to be true as well, which means decisions minus discipline equals disaster. And so what I would challenge you as you're listening, and why do I tell you this? Why is this important to you? What's the because frame for you? What does it mean to you? You listening, you taking time away from your hobby right now, from your job right now, from your family right now, to be present with Karen right now. What this means to you is what decision, because you got focused, you're going to get focused throughout this, do you need to make? And then what's the discipline? Who do you have to become in order to make it a reality? So one of my 12 rules for life, I've got 12 rules, we'll make it to another one later, is that decisions plus discipline equals dominion. And if you do that, you can take the focus and you can channel the energy in the right direction to get you where you want to go.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Well said. Thank you. That is so true. And the focus is in, the decision, it's in the discipline. And a lot of times people don't know how to discipline. And that comes from your will, really, right? Your will to say, okay, I'm going to do it. And that comes from just the mindset or, sometimes even concentration. A lot of concentration exercises that we can do helps with that as well. And one of the things that actually helps with concentration is exercise. And so I know, we talked about harmony. I always, am big on that, is having everything coming together. And maybe they're not all equal. However, to focus on one of the areas and how can you become better in one area. And I know that's a big thing for you. You've been focusing on the business piece for so long too. And you know what? What people don't realize sometimes is you can do this and that, right? You can have time for doing your business. You can have time. People say they don't have time to exercise, yet you do have time. You have time just like anybody else. It's your choice that you didn't do it in the time that you had to do it. So
absolutely.
And I know I love watching what you're doing with Shaun T.
Oh yeah.
Dig deep, baby. But I'm just saying. And I'm only saying that I'm a former Beachbody coach. I don't know.
I know that. See, I learn something every single day. I love Beachbody.
So I've got a lot of those. I have the DVDs. That's what I have. Yeah. But he's incredible, and it is about going in business too. About going a little bit deeper. Well, what more can I do? What else can I? What else can I add? And make it just as simplistic as the rest of your day, right?
Absolutely. And for those folks that are out there, they may be curious. You're thinking, wow, she said you got to work out. You can do this. I have the time. You may be asking, well, what's the one idea that you would give, Chef? You can only give one idea in the time you have. What's the one idea you would give? And I always say that one idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas right now. So let me just give you another idea, another golden nugget. As you were talking, Karen, it came to me.
Yeah, I love 12. Now, there's a lot today. Everybody, make sure you got your pens and paper right now.
Yeah, it is definitely one of our 12 rules for life. And here it is. It's something that we live by. Let me jot this down in your notes. Let me just give you the phrase. And it's systems beat goals every time. Jot that down in your notes. Systems beat goals every single time. Shay, why do you say that? Because systems are duplicatable. Systems are repeatable. And systems is something you can hand find someone else to do. See, goals are always in the future. You never get to the goal, by the way. The future, by definition, in my opinion, doesn't exist. We're always in the present moment. Our mind only operates in 3 quadrants that I'm aware of: the past, which you can do nothing about, by the way, the present, and you're always in the present moment. There's a moment, there's a moment, there's a moment. In the future, which doesn't exist because you're always in the present moment. Let me tell you a quick story. You talked about having health, and I think I'm only focused on 3 things. At 53 right now, I'm only focused on 3 areas in my life, right? I'm focused on my health, my happiness, and my wealth. I just had to bullet. I had to get focused some god darn where. But let me just tell you something that may help you about having the right system, because it wasn't always this way for me. There I was. I decided to run the Marine Corps Marathon, which is in Washington, D.C. It's 26.2 miles. I never run a Marine Corps Marathon in my life, but I was a young whippersnapper back then. I was a lot younger, by the way. I felt I could do anything, and I heard Oprah Winfrey had run the marathon. So I said to myself, yo, Oprah run the marathon? I'm gonna run a marathon. So I get out there to run the marathon. No training, by the way. Oh gosh. And you know how this ends, right? So I get out in the race. I'm excited. I'm running. I'm looking at folks. And if you've been there before, the streets are lined up in Washington, D.C., and it's so freaking amazing with music. You get so excited. You just go. The energy just takes you. And then I hit mile 17. Bam! I hit something called the wall. Now, maybe when you hit the wall in marathon terms, that means your body says, that's it. You didn't fuel it up. That's a problem. It's not supposed to go past 17 miles, and it's time to stop. Literally, you stop. I mean, I stopped. I mean, I sat down, and maybe you've hit the wall in life. Maybe you've been through a divorce. I'm on my 3rd marriage. I'm very, very happy, but I've been there before. Maybe you've been through a bankruptcy before. That's the wall. I've been there before. Maybe your business didn't go the way it wanted to, or you lost the one client that was your biggest client. You're like, how do I come back? I've been there. I hit the wall, and I sat on the side. Maybe you've done this before. And I looked at other people going by, and I said, wow, I'm a lot younger than that person. I can't believe they're still going. Look at someone else. I'm a lot older than that person. I can't believe they're still going. Look at someone else says, I know I'm in better shape. I just know I'm in better shape than that person. And so I decided to get back in the race. And maybe you've done that. Mm-hmm. You kind of get going, and I decided to put one foot in front of the other foot in front of the other foot. I only focused on 100 yards at a time, right? And I just kept putting one foot in front of the other foot. I finished. That's not the point. I'm really happy. 5 hours and 52 minutes. I'm not proud of it, but I finished. I know to finish a marathon is a goal for some folks, but I decided to do it again. I'm coming to you now, Karen. I decided to do it one more time. I said, I'm going to do this thing again. I know I can do better. This time, I put a system in place. I joined a running club. You talk about being a part of Beachbody. Everyone jot this down in your notes. Success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. If you're out there and you're watching right now, you have access to the chat, or you're watching the replay, put it in the chat feature. Success is a team sport. That's what Karen is doing. That's the focus she's bringing. So here I go. I decided I'm going to run again. I'm going to do it down in Miami this time. Join a running club. They train every week. I'm a 9.5-minute mile runner, by the way. That's my pace, by the way, for a marathon. And so we're running. And the first day, the person says, has anyone done this before? Anyone have any fears? Yes, I got a fear. I can't get past mile 17. So the person says, his name was Jim at the time. Jim says, well, we got an idea. Shay, when we get to mile 17, we're all going to sing this song. We're going to say, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. We're going to use an affirmation. I said, wait a minute, man. We don't do no affirmation. I'm from Washington, D.C. You want me to run around saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready? That's a BS. I got my Walkman, and y'all know nothing about Walkman. Y'all might not be 53, okay? But we had a Walkman with a battery in it. Y'all know nothing about that. And so that was a problem. Here's the point I make to you. You got to be open to new ideas. Here's the point I make to you. You got to expand your comfort zone. Here's the point I make. We work with someone like Karen would never settle, and they got a roadmap. They got a blueprint. You got to believe in what they're doing so you can go to a place you haven't gone. We trained. When we hit mile 17 doing the training, every week you run a little mile. I wasn't doing it. I had my headset on. My team tapped me and said, I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I finally tuned in with them. And we ran in harmony as a team. The point I make to you and why this story is important. When we ran that Marine Corps marathon the second time, and I hit mile 17, and I started chanting, and my friends started chanting, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. Then the crowd started doing it. People that weren't even part of our group started doing it. And together for the next 2 miles, we were yelling as loud as possible. It takes a lot of energy to do that. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. And as you're listening right now to Karen, and you're getting focused, you can tell yourself this right now. It don't matter who's in the room with you. You can tell yourself right now, I'm trained. Go ahead and say it, I'm trained. And then tell yourself, I'm strong. And more importantly, tell yourself, I'm ready. Why is that? Because you got the focus. you've got the discipline, and you've got a system in place. Now, their system was run 6 miles, run 6 minutes, walk 1 minute, run 6 minutes, walk 1 minute. I'm like, what the LL Cool J is this crazy foolishness? Run where your body recovers, and it's all the scientific stuff. So we would run and stop. People encourage, and then we would run again. But guess what? 15 years later, I'm still a runner. I run over 5 marathons. I still run 6 minutes, and I
Wow.
walk 1 minute. I learned one system that has
Yep.
given me benefits, and it's a lifetime benefit. That's the power of being a part of Never Settle Life Coaching and being here in this focus and thriving right now. You can learn one idea, and there's a lifetime benefit. What would it mean right now in your business if you had more focus, if you had more energy, if you had more clarity? You're trained. Karen's here. You're strong, and she got some of the best folks coming after me that are going to be here. So stay here, and you're ready. Karen, I'll turn it back over to you. But the point I make is systems beat goals every time. Show me someone doesn't have time to work out. They
No,
may not have.
that's so perfect because you know what? And oh my gosh, so many nuggets. And the thing is that we're all connected. And what you're saying is when we're in a team, we're on a team, that energy, like you said, it just emanates, and you pick up that energy. And we're all, and that's what it's about. And that's why I know you do what you do, connecting with all the interviews I know that you do, and all the relationships in your sales and everything else. And that's what it's about. It's all about those connections. But you're so right about that system. And you know what? Even just little, I call it little mindset stuff. For me, for instance, one of the things that I do in for exercising is I usually exercise every day. Now I won't, and I actually have Shaun T, but I have a 20-minute version of it. that
Oh,
I'll
I
do.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Um, if I don't get to exercise that day, I'll do one thing. And so my one thing, and what that does, it's a system I have that keeps my mind trained. So I'm always in consistency, that I'm not doing what I told myself. I told myself I was going to work out every day. I went to take a shower the other night at 11:15, and I did 30 push-ups before I went to bed. I do my
Wow.
one thing every day. So you know what? It is a system.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And you're super incredible. You're in the top 1% of folks on the planet, and you're amazing. But what I like is that success, as they say, leaves clues, and you're giving us a lot of clues right now. Let me just share another idea with you as you're all listening right now. And some of you are in business and some of you aren't, but this will help you. And here it is. And I'm going to piggyback on what you said. And because I'm asked the question often, how to be successful in business, or how do you be successful over here? But here's another one of my 12 rules for life. And I'm hoping some of you, I know you're on Instagram, and I'll get a chance to connect with you. You can see me and Karen, but we can't see you. So I would love to be able to connect with you. If you're on social media, I think I can tell
we're
Miss
going to
Karen.
put your info up here.
You'll
You're going
find me? Okay.
to get connected.
Okay,
You
good.
are
I'm on
to get
Facebook, but
connected.
Instagram is
Yeah.
one of my jams, and I want to see what you're doing. I want to connect with you. So let's make sure we connect. But I want to say this. Here it is. What gets measured gets managed. Now, it's one of my 12 rules for life. I got 12 rules. As I get older, hopefully it won't get more. But what gets measured gets managed. So there I was talking to a client, and one of the challenges they had was generating revenue in their business. And one of the things that we do is we help generate revenue. We are the sales team for entrepreneurs who don't want to sell or need to grow their business. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Your only job every day is to get up and talk to someone who has a problem. As an entrepreneur, that's our only goal, right? We find someone with a problem. I believe that people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. You ain't got to worry about selling anything. You're in the problem-solving business. So I said, I'm curious. How many leads do you have coming in on a daily basis that are qualified? Now, the point I want to make is what gets measured gets what? Managed. And if she had told me earlier that her bank account didn't reflect how good she was. Now, how many out there, if you're an entrepreneur, or you can go to work every day, and when you're honest with you, if you open up your Chase Bank, I got Bank of America and Chase Bank, and you open them up in Navy Federal and USAA, I know. You look at them, bank account doesn't reflect how good you are. It's how are you serving others? And really, she said, I don't know. I mean, I'm sending my emails. She's doing Facebook ads. And I said, what gets measured gets managed. It's not a big idea. You didn't pay me for that, but I promise you this, if you measure it, you're more likely to manage it. And so she started measuring the number of qualified leads, not the number whether going to her database, but who had an interest, want, or desire. Maybe they could do work with her in the future, and we put them in a separate place. Why do I tell you that story? Well, I was told I need to drink 64 ounces of water. Well, I thought I was doing a good job until I started measuring what I'm drinking, right? You think you're drinking all this water, but you're not. I mean, I take supplements and powders and all. I'm taking anything I can. At my age, I'm taking anything, okay? Any supplement to help me out, and I love Beachbody. I'm going to make sure I got the energy, the clarity, and the focus to be here as long as possible, 125 years, and I still want to be moving around, but I wasn't drinking the right amount of water. Now, why is that? It's not like I didn't know. It's because I wasn't measuring it. Now I got this app, Waterlog. I don't get paid for that. It's a free app. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to get to 64. I can get to 80. I can get to 90. And so what's my message to you? What area of your life do you need to measure so you can manage? Is it communicating more with someone that you love? Is it taking time to work out? There's 1,440 minutes in every day. I have the same amount of time. You have the same amount of time. Karen has the same amount of time. The president of the United States of America has the same amount of time. The only question is, are you setting aside at least 1% of the day, which is 14 minutes, by the way, 1% of the day, 14 minutes to do something to move your body? And so what's my message to you? What gets measured gets managed. Make a decision to focus on first measuring the key indicators you need to measure. In her business, it was generating leads. For you, it might be something else. Make a commitment right now to do that. If you know that you're going to do that, if you're going to make a promise to yourself that you're going to measure, you're going to manage, you're going to have the focus you need. If that's you can look in the chat feature. I don't know if I can do this or not. You can just put, I promise. Don't put I believe. I don't need no more believers. People believe everything and they don't do a goddamn thing, right? This is not about believing I can go to the gym. It's not about believing that I can hire a coach. It's not about believing I'm going to go to another workshop. It's about you make a promise to yourself. Put I promise. I don't need to know what it is. Just put I promise in the chat. And I promise is a much higher level commitment, not only to me, but anyone that sees what it is. Shay, why is that? Why are you doing this? What gets measured gets managed. Here's the principle. And I love principles. I live on principles. Here it is. We'll often do more for others than we'll do for ourselves.
Yeah.
So incredible now how we're able to measure water. Isn't it incredible now how she's able to generate leads? And Karen, who was able to measure that last night at a certain time, I still did. She knew exactly how many push-ups she did before she closed out. It's not about me. It's not about Karen. This is all about you right now. About you.
Oh, these are such golden nuggets for everybody. This system, I mean, it could be just a simple little thing like that. And a simple thing with water. Who's going to go out and, measure their water? Like, it's amazing because that's so true. I often have my smaller one that I kind of count, but you know what? When you have that right in front of you, there's no denying. And you know what? We have to make our brains believe, right? It's about that mindset. We got to tell our brains. So I have a question for you. What do you do? Like, you seem incredibly focused. I want to know how you even got that way in the first place. And I want to know, what do you do when you get distracted?
Sure. So 2 things, and I'll share how I got there. There I was in the 3rd grade, Miss Kurt's class, Dale City, Virginia. And I was asked to come to the class to recite what we had just read, and I was having a hard time getting it out. So I'm stuttering, and I still stutter today. And so at the end of the day, the class was laughing with me, and I went home and told my mom that they said I have a stuttering problem, and they think I might want to go get some help, right? And Mother did tell me that wasn't true. Mother dear just says, no, you think a lot faster than you can get it out. And I believe that. I mean, I believed that until I was in the 12th grade, right? And then I figured out that was not true, Mother. She was lying to me. But I held the belief that they had a problem, not me. And so it allowed me to keep doing things because I could still do something, although I may be a little slower doing it, if I can say it like that. And so what I learned, I didn't know then what I know now, that it comes down to 2 words. And this is how you get back on track. And this is what's kept me going. And it's one of our 12 rules for life. And you can jot this down, I like things that are easy, easy. And you don't need all of this. Some of you, this is not overwhelming. You pick one idea. You only need one idea to change your life. And here it is. Constant activity. Constant activity. Now, constant activity got me through 12 grades. When I got to college, I needed constant activity to keep going. But you think about, no matter what happens in life, no matter if you get sucker punched, no matter if they pull the rug from underneath you, it's about what's the activity that you're going to do that you control, because there's two things you control every single day. There's only two things you control every single day. You control your mindset and you control your actions. You control your mindset and you control your actions. And the universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. It's your constant activity that got you maybe to the weight that you're at right now, whether you like it or you don't like it. It's your constant activity that got you to your bank account for where it is right now. If you look at your business, and I'm always looking at it through a sales lens, because I believe when we serve, we got to sell. And I believe the number one reason most companies go out of business is just due to lack of sales, because they can't get a pipeline of leads to turn into buyers. Now, you might say, Shay, I don't sell. How can I benefit from this? Well, we're always selling, right? Think about it. Preachers sell faith every single week. Teachers are selling education every single day. Parents, and I'm a parent, by the way, mine are grown. That's still qualified as a parent when they're like 29 and 30. Anyway, but we sell values every single day. You're always selling your ideas, your beliefs, and what your thoughts are. And the first sale you make is to yourself. So how I'm able to not come back, but how I'm able to keep going is just constant activity. And sometimes I go down the wrong road. Sometimes I make some bad decisions, but I know one thing, it's the constant activity that got me there. And it's the constant activity that will get me back on track. I was talking to someone today and they were beating themselves up. And this is before this call. And she's someone that I know, someone I work with, and she's a coach and a client. And we're all human beings, right? And she didn't call me to get pumped up. She would just say, I'm having a tough time. We were talking. And I shared this one idea with her. This is about constant activity. That's one of the 12 rules for life. Hope you wrote this down. I said, look, in all of my training, and I don't know, I might have had, 100,000 hours now of videos and audios, and who knows how many books we've read these days. I don't even keep track anymore. But in all my training and coaching and all the webinars, Karen, that I've been in, I love your theme, never settle, got to stay focused. I haven't learned anywhere, I've been told that when you beat yourself up, you do a better job. And so what I want to tell yourself is, don't beat yourself up. You're amazing. You've got greatness, and you're a comeback champion. And I believe that champions always come back, but we come back for just one reason. We come back stronger. We come back bigger. We come back faster, not because we're better than everyone else. It's because of constant activity, constant activity. And you get what you focus on. Get focused. Don't settle. I never said settle. You can be grateful and have gratitude and be thankful for what you have. But I love what she says, never settle. Constant activity gets us to the next level. Why is that? I'm done. I'm coming back to you. I'm done. It's because of this. Superstars like you, only the superstars are here right now. Only the winners are here right now. We all hold one common belief. And the belief is we can always get better.
Yes.
That's why Karen's here. I'm here.
Absolutely.
Better listen. I was listening before we got started because we can always get better. Constant activity. I leave it.
Man, I want to go back.
I went on a rant, but I'm going to tell you now. Take more action in what you want and measure it. Make some decisions and some discipline.
Yeah. But what do you do? What do you do to relax?
You know, one of the things I love to do to relax, I'm a runner, so I like you. I love doing that. I love photography. I'm back to taking photography, by the way. I bought this camera. It's been a while since I've really taken photography. I'm taking lessons. I know I'm paying someone. And why do I pay someone? I want speed. That's what I like about working with Karen. You get a chance to work with Karen and her team. It's about speed from where you are to where you want to get to. I want someone to take decades of all their learning and put it into days for me so I can get some results, okay? So I'm paying someone that's going to help me learn how to use the freaking camera. I know it's embarrassing, but these cameras are so technical these days. You don't just look through it. And so that's what I do to kind of relax. My wife and I were hanging out. We travel. I love traveling now that we can get out again. I'm heading to Cancun next week. Tomorrow I'll be in Orlando, which is not far, but it's here in the area for 4 days to sit back and do absolutely nothing but enjoy life.
Yes. And it's needed, right? It's much needed. So amazing information. What's one more thing? What's on your bucket list?
You know, the one thing that's really right down on my bucket list is to travel to 5 continents over the next 5 years. And that might not seem like a big deal to some of you, but I want a chance to go back to South Africa. I've been 3 times. I want a chance to go back to the UK. I was in London, but I want to go to France. So there's a few spots that I want to go to, and I want to spend like 1 or 2 weeks there and just enjoy it. When I say enjoy it, sometimes you go to town, I'm have fun, but I just want to sit back and do nothing. Go to local shops. That's what my wife and I love going, to local pubs and local shops, getting something to eat and talking to the local folks. So yeah, that's on my bucket list, just to travel.
That's great. Oh, that's, you know, and so it is important. I mean,
Yeah.
to relax but put those systems in place and make your life full of, of more ease. It's not that it's not, you don't work hard, or however you want to say it, because you do work. When you have that different mindset, is what I'm hearing though, is that it's not like work. It's just that constant activity. You just keep going and you just do it. You don't even have time to stop and think about how bad everything is or how bad everything could be.
Sure.
And I love your affirmations, how you do that. I love the superwoman pose and saying my affirmations. So that's so cool. And so, so much you guys are going to want to hook up with or go to see Shay Brown on Instagram. And I think you gave your
Yeah, my
information.
Instagram just I am Shay Brown, just I am, and then
Shay Brown.
CHE, and then Brown. I know y'all do all the fancy stuff. And the reason I say to do that is that, sometimes you get a chance, like I said, see Karen and see myself, but we want to connect with you. You're a human being, you're a person. One of my 12 rules for life is that collaboration crushes competition. And so I get a chance to see what you're doing and learn, and maybe there's a way that you can help us. And that's how relationships get started. And that's what I admire about Karen and her team, is that they're collaborating. Collaboration crushes competition. And just her open up her platform, open up her community so she can share her community with us and we can share our community with her. Isn't that what life is all about? So I know you asked me how to connect with me. Yeah, Instagram is it, but I want to acknowledge you one more time. I'll let you know, Karen, that you're doing the collaboration is a big deal. And I want to encourage you to continue to do it, continue to push that message out. Never settle. For those folks that are out there, and that's going to be one of your battle cries. I mean, she might have a flag one day that we can all put up. We can all wave our flags. Like if I travel to France, right, and I'm on a bus, they're going to have these flags. I got to find the freaking bus. And hers would just say, never settle. So if you're out there right now and you want to have some active participation, you're like, I want to participate. I want to say something. I want you to know you're there. Just look in the comments. And this is how you give a digital applause. Just put never settle. Just put never settle. Doesn't mean you're better than other people. You just never settle because you have a burning desire to be better tomorrow than you are today, so you can serve more people, have more meaning in the world, not make more money, have more impact in the world. The income will come and make a difference in the lives of other folks. Add more value to others.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm attracted to you. Never settle. I love that attitude. I love it.
Thank you.
That you have. Thank you so much. You've brought so much, and for everybody. What's your gift? I know you have a gift.
Sure. For those folks that are out there, we did a series called Comeback Champion. I think it's over at comebackchampionsummit.com. And we've put the best, the brightest, the most intelligent folks we can to do one thing: help you come back stronger. And it's our gift to you. It's our Come Back Stronger playbook. I think they'll put that information in there. If you connect with me on Instagram, we'll send it to you, our 12 rules for life. The reason you may want it, the reason it's important, doesn't mean something bad's happened to you. It just means that maybe you're supposed to work out the day you didn't. You got to come back from that. Maybe you're supposed to write your chapters in your book. Some of you are writing books, by the way. You've been writing for a long time. You got to come back from that. So I believe that the winners, the folks with the biggest greatness inside them, the world changers, the people that make a difference, they always got to come back every single day. Because our goals are always bigger than where we are. I heard just 1 minute, I heard a conversation, can't remember who it was, and they asked him about goals and being disappointed when they didn't reach them. And one thing he said was a great analogy. He says, look, I don't expect to hit my goals. If someone's hitting their goals every single time, they might be setting their goals too small. What I do know is, like football, that's an analogy, is that I'm always moving the ball forward. So each day is about progress. It's about progress. If you're making progress, you're coming back. If you woke up this morning and there's oxygen going through your lungs right now and your heart is beating, then you're a comeback champion.
That's
You will
right.
come back stronger.
That's right. Come back strong. Woohoo. Could you please, Hasnain, put Shay's gift in the chat if you haven't? Thank you again. And I know you are always busy and always moving forward. And I love that. Never settle. Thanks, Shay. Take care.
Never settle. That's right. Your Evergreen Revenue Playbook. Never settle. Peace. Thanks a lot.
Go and get his gift.
God bless. And you keep on doing God's work, Karen. I admire you as well. Okay.
I absolutely will.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.